Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back with another episode, and in today's episode, we're going to get into a lot of applied energistics. We are going to get our inscribers automated, and we also are going to get into some crafting, some auto crafting. And just a quick update from the last episode. So, with our EMC farms right now, so we have our ender pearls steady just cooking up. And then we also have this up here, which is just doing its thing. I'm not too stressed about this. I was just an experiment on that. Don't really want to focus on those at all. But if we come down here, I revamped the mob farm. So I tick accelerated it properly with redstone, and it's kind of unbelievable. I had to upgrade to a Mark II energy condenser, and this is why we are getting so many drops that we had to do it that way. And now this is worth 10 million. So we're at 15 million. As you can see, it's about to pop out another one. See how fast that's going up. It's absolutely insane. We have all of our thermal generators upgraded to blazing, but it looks like, oh, it's because we have upgraded this to 50 million, which is just adding another battery. But if we come into our room, if we go into the orange room, you can see we have a 768 every second. That's because we upgraded this to a Mark V, which allows for 16 items in and out. But then we also added a stack upgrade in here, which allows for this to basically move stacks at a time, which it might be able to be faster because it does look like there's still good amount of soul sand on there. Let's see if we add can we add another stack upgrade? Stack upgrade. Let's just see if we can add another one by chance. We can add. Okay, so let's create some more of those. See how many we can add to this. 6. So this can drop the full 16 and pick up the full 16 at a time. So yeah, you can see massive upgrades in that, which is nice. All right, and so going into applied energistics, so we do need to get our inscriber set up, and so we are going to want, I seen a nice one because like, so we have this area right here, which actually you can't tell, but this is all facaded, and I have the cable running through to right here. And so like we could set this down and it'd be connected to our system. So what we are going to want to do is we're going to want to make a pattern provider, which we should be able to do. I guess that's one way to make a crafting table. We can make a pattern provider. We slap, I don't really want the pattern provider to be right there. Well, if we put that down, that pattern provider is now a thing. We put our inscriber on it, and that is online. We don't really need the charger, but we can make some more inscribers. So we need 4, so that's the final product. That's 1, that's 2, 3, and I believe presses. There's 4 presses. So if we do 4, 4, 4, what I would like to do is be able to have this look like that. But I don't want it in that area. Not a huge deal because I kind of just want it right here, which is doable. If we just grab some cable, do that, grab some white facades. Now if we place this down, That should be online, and we should be able to take 4 subscribers, lay them out like that. And then if we, I don't know if how many of these we can craft. So if we get some wicks, scrap a stack, throw it in there with the acceleration cards. We have that building up. Honestly, if we want to do this faster, we could just split it up like that. And those will be processing pretty slow. But what I want to do is I want to stack this up. So there's going to be a gap right here. Actually, it's going to be needed to be a cable. And then it's going to have to be pattern providers up. And then we are also going to need to make a bunch of different crafting things. So we also are going to need 4 sets of 4. So if we have, right, so we have 4 more sets. So we need to grab our presses. And we can toss them there. So we need iron blocks, iron, 4, 3, 4, which we only need 3 actually, like that. And then what we can do is toss those in there. That'll make that. Take this out, toss that in there. I'll make those. Take this out, toss that in there, and then that should be about done. And we can toss that in there, which that will create our presses that we need. So we have all of our presses now. Just like so. And if we wanted to, we can put our inscribers down. Now all you'd have to do is just dig this out. Put our pattern providers there. So now if we go pattern providers, make 6 of those, 4 of those. Makes enough pattern providers. And now all of these should be online connected, which it may be running basically max channels off of this. But now, if we wanted to, we can take our silicone presses, toss 1 in there, logic presses, boom, 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 and then our calculation and engineering. So now all those are in there. And all we need to do is create the patterns for this. So as we are going to do that, we would need to create a pattern encoding terminal, which is, pattern encoding terminal, which here, pattern encoding terminal, which we need some logic presses, so we need some gold. Return auto export on all these, which should just kick everything out into the system. I think we want to do these 4 at a time. Now if we go into here, we can go logic. We have 37 logics. So what we could do is we could toss our logics into there with some redstone. And some silicone, which I don't know if we have. We do have the silicone, but we don't have it pressed out. But now, if we want to do pattern encoding terminal, we need a calculation press. So we need some Certus quartz. Its calculation is this one. Those are not set before. So calculation, some of these, we don't need that many right now. We need some silicone. And some redstone. Now we should be able to craft this like so, and then craft the pattern encoding terminal, which we can just slap right here. Now we need some patterns. Put those in there, and then now all we need to do is we just need to encode the presses. So if we did logic minus the press, we only need one of those. And then we need a engineering. Need one of those. And then there is silicone. And then there is calculation, right? Yep. is like that, and then this is like that. Logic, boom, like that. Engineering, it's like so, and then the last one, oh, those are only 3. Okay, so all we have to do is, so this top one is silicone. Let's grab a wrench real quick. This one is logic. Put this back. This one will be our calculation. This last one will be our boom, and then these 3 go like that. And now what we should be able to do, so we open this up and look up logic. Say we wanted 10 of these done. We don't have a crafting unit, we need to make our crafting unit first. Okay. Crafting coprocessor, crafting unit. It's not gonna auto craft that because it doesn't know how. Calculation. Silicone. Redstone. Make one of those. Need a 1K, which is like that. And then we need a coprocessing unit, just like that. Silicone. And what we can do is we can set this up. I don't have a spot for this yet, but I do have a cable right here that we can use for right now. Toss it there with that, and then click the 1K on. Device is offline. Oh, it can't be connected to a smart cable, I'm guessing, or a dense cable. Cable. There we go. So now that that's online, it's not very much, but what we should be able to do, so we're going to need calculation. So let's make 10 calculations. And now these should all be going as planned. Yep. And it'd be like that. And then so our first thing we're actually going to want to do is make acceleration cards. And what we can do is actually make a pattern for that. So acceleration, like that. So what we actually should make a pattern for patterns. Which we can't use right now, but we can look up how to create patterns. Create a stack of them real quick. Acceleration cards. Like that. fix that. And then we need to set up our molecular assembler. We should only need one of these, plus a pattern provider. For right now. And we have this set up over there. And so we have this right here, which if we grab some cable, we should be able to set this up here with that like this. Throw those in there, and now we go acceleration card. We want, well, yeah, we'll just do 10 for right now. I should craft the 10, just like so. And what we can do is we can accelerate all these. We're gonna want 20 more, which we should be able to do. We're gonna run low on silicone because we need to put Certus in here. Certus. For right now, because you can't, you gotta have that, create that, so acceleration cards, let's do boom, 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 boom. Let's do 20 more. Get all the acceleration cards out of the way while we're waiting on that. So we have 15 million. We're gonna need a lot more realistically. We look right here, we have another 5 million. Our mob farm is really getting to business. Let's do 20 more. We don't have the iron. That's all right. With this in place now, what we can actually do is take our exchange gadget. That's a facade, so I'm going to change that color of the facade. So yellow. Anchor. Acceleration cards. I think we were on. I think these have the max acceleration in them, which is nice. Come over here, we can toss acceleration cards in our molecular assembler, then we have some left over. Now that's all set. Orange room is running. What I do want to do is take some light block. So if you go add simply like that. Hide that. That looks a little bit better. We got our server room going with our computer, which will mess with things, make things look nice. So if we go up top, we have another one of those. Spawn. We can do wireless crafting all the way up to right here, which is nice. See what these are at. These are 100,000 in there right now. Not bad. But what I wanted to do next, so I did want to make some 4Ks. So what we can do is we can make a crafting pattern for 4Ks. And then we can have that auto run. So 4Ks. 4Ks. Looks like that. 1Ks, which look like that. And then we can toss these into here. And then now if we go 4K, we should be able to craft 10 of those. And when that's done, we will have that. And so while that's crafting, we can work on our narcotic crystals, which is expensive. So diamonds, we take a diamond block. Let's learn it real quick, just because we can. Toss it in there. It's going to take 2.7 million FE. We have 30 million, so it should not be an issue. Just going to be waiting for it to get done. We have some rewards that we can claim right now. So we have magic. We have fire essence from Ars Nouveau, a glowing bread, and a pedestal that we got. Let's toss that in there because we don't need it for anything. And then I think the next thing that I want to get to, because there is these adventure stuff right here in EMC Mastery. So you have to like go through all these different ones, which we might get into, like the B1. That looks pretty simple. And then there's getting 9 blocks, which is just having the, that's 6 million. That's not that expensive. That's smelting that. That's not expensive. That's smelting. Not too expensive. Not expensive at all. And then smelting. So we might be able to actually complete that one pretty fast. But I do want to get into this armor, but it takes 25 million per piece of armor, so you need like 100 million to be able to get that, which we are not there yet. Oh, you're gonna look at this. This is almost done. This is now producing stacks of that, which is nice. We had to come up with another cool automation that will give us tons of EMC. We got the narcotic crystals. And what we can do with the narcotic crystals is the same thing that we did previously. We take this off, almost lost it. We can upgrade this the same way that we did previously. Oof. We need iron. We have 1 nitro. Stick that on there. This is generating 400 FE a tick, which is nice. but we do have to get those diamond blocks. We are going to need to do a few of these. But that'll do it for this episode, because all I'm gonna do is rinse and repeat this for all 4 of these, and maybe the cables and the rod and the ender cell also, because that'll help us generate more power, which is definitely going to be needed. In the next episode, I think we're going to go to the bumblebee zone. So I will catch you guys in that episode. See ya.